So Mark Andrews, what happened with, you were making a point with Mark Andrews on the fact that they're coming back and they're suing, you for the doc. What point were you going to make with him?
Well, Mark Andrews is simply saying, I'm not a, quote, mule. He's not even disputing necessarily that the movie is inaccurate. He's simply saying he was wrongly identified as a mule.
Out of 2,000, only one is suing you?
Only one.
But so okay. Did you hear that, Tom?
Loud and clear.
If out of 2,000, only one is suing you, that's not good for the other side.
Yeah, well, why isn't there someone like a Gloria Allred who's really good at rounding up women on #MeToo and putting 5 of them in front of the camera? Why isn't there a leftist lawyer like that rounding up people to do it? That's what I'm thinking.
Like a class action lawsuit or something.
Well, yeah,
like
just
real quick.
We show a lot.
That's kind of shocking.
To clarify, did you name 2,000 Mules? Did you just name Mark Andrews? Like, how did Mark Andrews find out that he was in the documentary? Did you name him specifically? Do you name other people?
No, we don't name any mules. Remember, one thing to tell you about geo-tracking. When you geo-track people's phones, you don't get their names. You get the ID of their phones, okay? So, for example, all our phones have a unique ID. It's not the phone number, but it's in our phone. And so if you run a geo-tracking search, let's just say, for example, and by the way, this is how good this technology is. If somebody is murdered in Piedmont Park in Atlanta in the middle of the night, no eyewitnesses, all you have is a body. First thing the cops do, they run a geofence around that park, and they look for all the cell phone devices in that park. And what they get is the cell phone ID. Now, they have to go to a judge, and the judge will give you a warrant, and then you go to the cell phone provider, and they give you the names, phone numbers, and addresses of all those people. Then you can go talk to them. Now, one of the ways you know that somebody's making an honest documentary is you say, all right, we have all these 2,000 mules and their cell phone IDs. We're willing to give this to any law enforcement that wants it, right? All you have to do is go interview the mules and ask them, who paid you? Who gave you those ballots? Who organized this operation? So I'm calling for this. I'm willing to put my thesis on the line, and if I'm wrong, go interview the mules, and they'll have an innocent explanation. They'll be like, oh man, we're all like Mark Andrews. We're all just dropping off the ballots of our family members. It's all on the up and up. Dinesh has nothing here.
Yeah.
But they don't want to do that, and the left doesn't want them to do that. Philip Bump of the Washington Post, who's written like 20 articles on 2,000 mules, he's scared of law enforcement going in. Go to the left-wing nonprofits and ask them, hey, listen, you got all this money to get out the vote. Can we see your records to see if you've been organizing these mules? Yeah. Are you providing ballots? Where are you getting them? No. In other words, when someone is trying to block the investigation from moving forward, I would say that's prima facie suspicious.
So here's why I'm asking the question. So check this out. Deshaun Watson, first person comes out, right? Remember, it's like, well, I was giving him a massage. And then, you remember you and I were talking about it because Deshaun, he's a guy I wanted to buy his best card. So I'm like, hey, what's the story all about? And then he's like, well, you may want to hold off because a second person came in. And a third person came out. And a fourth and a fifth. Eventually it was what? 28. Well, guess what? At about 20-something, do you believe that actually happened with Deshaun?
Right, after all those allegations.
Yeah, so
there's fire.
Yeah, I mean, so you get Ellen DeGeneres. She's a very tough person to work with as a boss. She's one person, 2 people, 10 people, 20. Okay, probably she's got high expectations and it's tough to work with, right? Coaches, you would hear stories. To only have one of 2,000 come out, it's a little weird. Let me give you the other part. So the whole 81 million votes? Let's play that, to say your argument is wrong. 2,000 mules, you're just kind of doing a favor for Trump. Come on, Dinesh. Let's face it. I mean, obviously, great opportunity. You made a lot of money. If 20 million people watch it, they pay $20. You make good money. Good for you. This is a big victory for you. If we're going to dinner tonight, you're paying for it. We're getting a nice bottle of wine. But aside from that, if Democrats are sitting there saying, guys, do us a favor. Help Biden win. Allow us to have the Senate. Allow us to have the House. We're going to show you that Russia was behind this with Trump. Okay? So then Democrats are like, what? Hell yeah. If this guy really did do something with Russia, guess what? Let's take him down. I'm going to vote Democrat. And then you vote Democrat, 6 months goes by, 12 months goes by, 24 months goes by, nothing's going on there. Here's the scary part. If, and they've all been saying the same thing, if Republicans win the House and the Senate, their biggest fear is some of these investigations may actually start. And that's why some of these guys on the other side, like you heard what Hillary said. If you want to post what Hillary just recently said, a story that, you can't talk. Here's Hillary. Hillary Clinton, GOP has planned to literally steal 2024 election. It's kind of weird that she gets away with saying this kind of stuff. And she said this on what? She said this on an interview. What was the context of this when she said this? This was like a week ago, right?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Hillary, GOP has literally planned to literally steal 2024 election. She's been saying this. Pelosi said it back in the days. Even the speaker, what do you call it? The person that represents,
Jean-Pierre?
she said that, and that came up. And but if what you're saying is true, if you have enough, to show data, do you think if the right wins Senate and the House, they're going to go investigate 2020 elections or no?
Well, I hope that they do. I know there are some congressmen and senators who will push for it. But I will also say that I've detected, this has been maybe my greatest frustration with this film, has been that there is a sort of a GOP establishment, right? And their view is, let's move on. Dinesh, why are you making this film? Let's not look in the rearview mirror. We need to move on. And part of it is that these guys are not entirely unhappy that Trump lost in 2020. In other words, their view is that, hey, listen, if Trump and the Republicans both got clobbered, that'd be really bad. But Trump lost, but the Republicans down ballot did pretty well. So here's their scheme. That is, Biden's going to come in, he's going to be horrible, there's going to be a public revolt, throw the Democrats out, and the Republicans come back in, but without Trump. So there's a sort of a Republican feeling that 2000 Mules is kind of spoiling the Republican picnic right now. Like Dinesh is not cooperating with the team. So I want them to have these hearings. I think we should get to the bottom of it. And again, this is all a case where if there's nothing to it, show us.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.